Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eggbird here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today we're going to talk about what else? Money, real estate investing, an update on the Dominican Republic, down payment, Simon's residences. That's right. We keep it going, and I have something new to report. And welcome to Foci Optics. Check. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back. And as you can see, we're at the Stop Struggling Now YouTube channel page. And I want to thank you for being here. And please share this video. And I have to always point out the join button over here on the right hand side. This is to become a member of the channel. And you get special messages under the community tab. 1 or 2 videos per month as well, directly from me, just for members who join the channel. We have our Wednesday night members only chat, the live stream that's coming out, and it has been coming out for the last 3 weeks, so it will continue. All right, without further ado, let's talk about Punta Cana, the real estate. You guys know how this works. I keep you up to date, and it has been slow progress, even though these documents say at the real estate online, and when they send it over to you, that you put down 1,000 in most cases, and then 30 days later, that's when you're supposed to put down the remaining 9%, because you got to put down 10% going in. And so far, what has happened is they haven't been strict. In other words, even though I was there in December, I still have not even gotten my contracts. The lawyer, Johan, has the contract for the Vista Cana property. And the second property, which I'm going to show you now, the residences, it was my fault. When I got back to the States, I had to wire them some money. Well, I messed up. I wired the money into a Dominican peso account. So they were like, where's their 1,000 deposit? I was like, what do you mean? I sent it like a month ago. They're going, well, we can't find it. So then I had to retrace where I sent it, and I actually sent it to one of their Dominican pesos accounts. So then they located it. So you know how I do this. I show you guys the real deal. So I'm going to show you right here. Here's the receipt for it, because you know I showed you the other receipt for the Vista Cana property. So now you can see this receipt. All right. So this is pretty much it. It shows where, well, after the transfer, because you can only do bank wires, and it's international, they siphoned off a little bit of my funds on their end. It cost me $40 to wire, and then apparently they took out about $28 on their end, which is still fine. They accepted it. We're back in good graces. They found the payment in their peso account. So I just now got this sent over. You can probably see the date on here. And that's how we start this program. So I have not gotten the contract for this yet, but I expect it within the next, week or so. All right. So without further ado, the reason why I had to discuss some more real estate is because when I was looking around, just accidentally, I was sitting there going, let me go see what's been happening over here, to see some new pictures, new updates at Vista Cana. And so I was like, interesting. Let me go see what's happening, and let me show you, for everybody who doesn't know what we're referring to here and don't know about the no qualifying real estate that you can buy in places like Mexico and places like Dominican Republic. There's no qualifying as long as you have the money. In this case, I'll give you the Simon property purchase price. They have 2-bedroom condos at Simon Properties. I'll show you right here. This is what it looks like. First floor, second floor, third floor. There's only 2 buildings. There's only 12 units total. And the 2 bedrooms on the first floor and second floor are $70,000. They only want $1,000 down. Then, well, in my case, like 45 days later, um, I still haven't even sent them the remaining. I'll get to my amount, but the first two floors are 70,000, and the third floor is 82,000, and it's a two-bedroom. It's also 74 square meters, I believe it is. It's either 72 or 74. I just can't remember off the top of my head. The beauty about the third floor is you can see up top there's this little overhang. The terrace is included when you have the third floor, and it's actually 78 square meters. And they actually have a 240 square meter semi-enclosed area. So you can see what their renderings, their artist renderings are looking like. And this right here, you can see this is not the living room. This is a sliding door. This is a patio here. And then you can see the two bedroom, two baths, and the full kitchen. And they include the appliances, meaning the stove, the range, washer dryer is included, plus 3 AC units. And then for the terrace, they leave it grayed out, meaning I can make it my own, which is beautiful because I plan on having a hot tub in the enclosed area since it's 24 square meters. So that means it's around 250, let's call it 250 square feet. So there's plenty of room in there, so it'll be covered. And then you can still have seating and things like that. So, and then now they added this picture. This picture wasn't here a month ago. This is actually the rooftop. So now you see the third bathroom is in the rooftop, and it's a full bathroom. This is how they designed it, but this is where I'm putting the jacuzzi tub in here. And I'm still going to have seating. But either way, this is enclosed area. And once again, all this area over here and out here is all for your usage. You can do whatever you want out here. And you can see the other side. The person that owns this side has their own side. And we come up the stairs. So that's pretty much it with the Simons residences. It's in the Primavera 2 residences. So you have to understand, you come in a gated area, Primavera Residences 2, you come in that, and then the Simon residences are within that location. And then you can see here we have our own pool. And let me see if we have ground floor. Yeah, we have our own pool here. Then you can see another seating area here. So that doesn't really matter much, but you know, it's still here. You come downstairs, there's a pool. You don't have to go up to the Primavera. But I'll show you the Primavera residences. I'm just going to show you this real quick. This is what the social areas are, where they have a pool, and since you own at Simon Residences, even though you have a pool there, you can actually go use all the social areas within the project. Now, this is a pre-construction. It's not going to be finished for about another 22 months. And to give you guys an idea, it's $1,000 down. The top floor is $82,000. Like I said, that's the third floor. The first and second floor is $70,000, so you only have to put down $1,000. And then within 45 days, the way it's been going so far, but again, it was my fault. I sent it to the wrong account. But they didn't sweat me. So 45 days, I'll call it 30 days, you're supposed to send in the remaining complete, as they call it. So it's $8,200 is the down payment. So I gave them $1,000, or roughly 972. So I'm going to owe them another $7,228. All right, that's when I'm going to have to wire to them, and then that'll complete. And then the payments are only going to be $750 per month. It's no qualifying. You only have to do 20% during construction. 22 months later, you'll have put down 30%, and so then you'll owe 70% LTV. And if things are holding true like what's been happening already, then the property will probably move up at least 10,000 or more. So you can count on it being worth about 90, 95 at the end construction. And then you move down a little bit where you'll have a 60% LTV. So at that point, won't need to qualify pretty much. And then we'll finance it, and then we'll have it on Airbnb because they'll have it finished. And then I'll use the rentals from the Airbnb to pay off the note at what are we going to be talking about here? Roughly about 70 grand, maybe something like that. Nah, it's going to be even less than that. So anyhow, we're talking about 60 grand at 6% interest, whatever that comes out to be. It's minimal, nothing major. $300 a month or something, $250 a month. HOAs are roughly right now, they're talking about it's under $100 per month, like 95, somewhere in there. But who knows when this thing is finished. So that's it. Primo Vale Residences. I just wanted to show you that real quick, so you can see they have the pool there. They have another basketball court. You can see a fitness center and pool table, ping pong, which is weird because those two can't go side by side. But anyhow, a little game room, seating area. So as a guest, or your guests can go up here too, or they can hang out in their own little section, which is cool. And that's Primavera Residence 2. That's where the Simon residences are. Now, we have good news here. And by the way, if anybody wants to get into any of these properties in Dominican Republic and Punta Cana area, you can hit me up at eric@stopcirclingnow.com, and I'll get you in touch with Andrea Rodriguez, who's my realtor there. And then if you do buy something, you can go through Johan, who's the lawyer there, and Johan pretty much charges almost like 1% of the purchase price. And a lawyer in the Dominican Republic works like a title company in the United States. They don't have like a title company per se in Dominican Republic, so that's why you need a lawyer. Okay, so they can process, make sure the paperwork is right, make sure the title is correct, and also come to find out you can negotiate your monthly payment. Like mine is going to be $750 a month, but I could actually say, hey, can I make it $500 per month for the first year, $800 a month for the second year? You know, you can renegotiate your payments, but as long as you get your 20% down before the delivery date, then you're fine. They just don't care how it even comes. And again, no qualifying, which makes it beautiful. It's off the books. It's not on your credit report. So it's not even going to count against you if you wanted to buy some more property. All right, and speaking of more property, this is what I found. I couldn't believe it. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Punta Cana, fully furnished in downtown Punta Cana, 100 meters from Congo Bongo and Hard Rock Cafe. If you haven't, this is very interesting. It's very small. In fact, let me go back. I don't even know if I can get back. But it's called Central Park. And the thing is, this one bedroom is only like 350 square feet. It's very small. But that's not what it's about. They have 2 bedrooms there. This is a new project, and I couldn't find a 2-bedroom price right now. But being exactly downtown, literally 100 yards away from Congo Bongo, the little lake, little restaurants, you can actually walk there. And they have pools, and they have a little social area, fitness room, things like that. It's almost a perfect location because now the grocery store is also probably about 200 yards away from the nearest I can tell. And I'm like, this just came up, and I didn't even find out about it, so I'll know more about it. But again, $57,000 for a 1-bedroom. That means a 2-bedroom generally is going to be like 70 grand, somewhere in that neighborhood. And they might be a little bit tight, might be a little bit small, but this is all about vacation rentals. So you can see here they're going to only have 4 buildings. Then they call it Central Park, so you can see what's happening here. There's like a little park area, a little pool. Yeah, I don't know much about this. I'm going to have more information, so you can rest assured, stay tuned. I'll be putting out a video in the next 24 to 48 hours with information strictly on Central Park, and I'll let you know what the payment plan and when it's going to be done. But you already know it's going to be $1,000 to reserve, and I guarantee you this is probably going to sell out rapidly, real fast if it hasn't sold out already. So we're going to find out though tomorrow. So I just want to show you guys this because this is very impressive if you're 100 yards away from Congo Bongo in downtown Punta Cana. And everybody knows I love the beach, but the beach prices are just not right because they're going to be done in, later this year for the first phase. So again, that doesn't work for my timeline. So now, while I'm looking at that, there's also something else at Vista Cana, which I spoke on before, and they have altered the lagoons at Vista Cana. Look at this. Is this not impressive? This is you can see the blue. That's water, ladies and gentlemen. Just like the arena at the beach where you walk out in the bottom and you walk into the water. This is impressive. And it's right across the street from the lake. So what they have available are the 1-bedrooms. All the 2-bedrooms got sold within days. No matter if it's on the forest view, as they call it, or on the lake view, all sold within days. The 1-bedroom lake view was left, and they wanted, it wasn't 85 grand, it was more like 95 grand, and it's not at the bottom. But nonetheless, this is looking impressive. The original design didn't look like this, and if they do make this colors and make it this way, this looks a lot better. And now I have to find out what they have left there. But again, it doesn't meet my timeline because they're going to finish this within like 12 months. So again, but for some of you it might. And again, this is within Vista Cana, right across the street from that man-made saltwater lake that people can swim in. What this doesn't show, you guys can go check out the previous videos on Punta Cana when I'm actually there, and you can actually see the little snack bar that's there that they already built, and they're going to be building another one as well. And you can see people with the terraces up here. That's why I have to have the terrace, because you can do that extra space matters. You call it the penthouse, you can rent it for more. And you can see from these pictures, this place is going to be awesome, the lagoons. I wish I would have known about it originally, because I would have been able to look at it, but it just popped up. They were like, as soon as it came out, it was like gone. You can see this here. They don't have they're going to have a bar over here, snack bar on this end. And if you see the previous videos, you'll see on the left hand side that they already have the buildings for the bar, the sit down area, music, things like that. You can already see that they've already built that. And again, this is swimmable. There's another lake over here that's a freshwater lake, and you can fish in there, and then you can take the fish, and there'll be a restaurant right nearby, and you can take your fish, go to the restaurant, and they'll cook up your fish that you just took out of the lake. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to give you a short and sweet update. So more is going to be coming, because we're investors, we're entrepreneurs, and what's going to happen when the stock market goes up or down, when the economy goes up and down, if you can get streams of income and it didn't cost you that much money, and now you have assets, well, guess what? You get to stem the tide, because there's a lot of people right now who have rental property, and unfortunately they can't evict anybody in the United States. But yet there's people that still travel to Dominican Republic or any other place, and people may not be able to rent top dollar, but at least they're able to rent and bring in some additional income. So that's where you want to be. You always want to have assets that you can bring in additional revenue. So again, that's all there is to it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. That's why I had to revisit this and let everybody know you can do this. It does not even take credit. So now you don't have excuses where they say, I'm sorry, your credit's no good. Now it's all about if you have the $1,000 and if you have the 10% to put down and if you can make the $720, $750 a month payment. That's it. No qualifying. And then on the back end, when you have to give them, you gave them 30%. Now you owe them 70%, and then the property value goes up a little bit. So you end up, in this case, I'm anticipating that I'll do 60% LTV. So once again, no credit to qualify for this, and we keep it moving. And that's why I have two properties. So if you don't know, you can go check out the videos. We're talking about at this location here, Vista Cana, instead of the Simons residences. We're talking about Vista Cana, and it's called Punta Cana Gardens. All right, and there's people here that actually has Punta Cana Place. Somebody else bought it Cana Rock. Somebody else bought it the beach. So this is very popular, ladies and gentlemen, because you can get in with no credit, and you can qualify, and you can just pay your way in, which is beautiful, just the way you should want it. Because if you can't afford it, then you can't buy it. That's just the way it is. So we'll talk about it another day. But with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.